don't know what it means for us, but it means for that Travis going to Jacksonville. I think they'll play about offense first. Isn't that crazy? They said they was going to. They believe it. I don't know how they train.
Tracey Edmonds just threw a sharp jab straight at Karrueche Tran, and she did not pull her punches. After weeks of quiet whispers about Karrueche and Deion Sanders getting way too cozy, Tracey finally broke her silence with a shady little post that fans are convinced was aimed right at the woman who allegedly slid into her spot. And the way she dropped that message? Ice-cold precision with a side of attitude. This all hit the internet right as Karrueche and Deion decided to hard launch their romance for the world to see, and it set off instant alarms. People are already dissecting the timeline, and it's looking messy. Word is, Tracey and Deion's breakup wasn't as final as it seemed, meaning Karrueche might have stepped in while that door was still cracked open.
We are at the hospital because we are dealing with okay. We are dealing with bladder cancer. And he is having his bladder removed, and they will create a new bladder with one of his intestines. And this option was, I guess, the best because it fully removes the cancer to ensure that it doesn't come back, because it was close to his muscle. So yeah, we are here to fully remove the bladder. Yeah.
Texting the boys. It's their first day of practice today, and I'm excited.
Tracey's message was short, bold, and calculated. But it spoke volumes. She's clearly done playing the classy ex role. She may have thought this drama would fade away quietly, but after this, not a chance. Now the big question is, did Karrueche actually swoop in and steal Deion, or is Tracey just letting the world know she's watching and holding receipts ready to drop? Either way, this love triangle just went nuclear. For months, folks had been whispering that Karrueche Tran and Deion Sanders were more than just friends, but nobody expected Tracey Edmonds to still be this fired up. Until now. Out of nowhere, she's made it crystal clear that she hasn't exactly moved on in peace, like people thought. And if it's true that Karrueche was sneaking around with Deion while he was still engaged to Tracey, whew, this isn't just drama, it's betrayal with a twist. What makes it even wilder is that Tracey and Karrueche actually knew each other. They were even kind of cool. So if this shade is what it looks like, then we're not talking about a simple rebound. We might be looking at a full-blown friendship flip. Tracey's latest move is the first public clue that she's still heated, and it's got people side-eyeing the whole situation even harder. Fans even spotted something suspicious months ago. Karrueche was seen lingering in the background at the NFL draft, standing a little too close to Deion's crew while his son was in the spotlight. That moment? Yeah, it set this whole scandal train in motion. It sparked a firestorm of gossip. Was Karrueche there for the son, or was she there for the daddy? And honestly, why was she even in that room to begin with? Long before Tracey's shade set the internet ablaze, there had already been quiet whispers that Karrueche and Deion were seeing each other on the low. Nothing official, nothing confirmed, but just enough suspicious sightings to keep the rumor mill spinning nonstop. Word on the street was that they were trying to keep it hush-hush until the right time to go public. But even back then, fans weren't buying it. People were side-eyeing the whole thing hard, and for good reason. See, there's a massive 21-year age gap between them, and that fact did not go unnoticed. Karrueche is actually closer in age to Deion's kids than she is to Deion himself, and that had eyebrows shooting up everywhere. So when the rumors first kicked off, it wasn't just about whether they were dating. It was about why. And now, with Tracey's shade tossed right into the middle of it all, the situation feels way shadier than anyone thought possible. All the guessing pretty much ended when a certain video of Karrueche went viral. That's when folks realized this wasn't just idle gossip. She and Deion were definitely locked in together. But here's the twist. That video didn't surface during some happy moment. No, it came during a heartbreaking time. Deion had just been diagnosed with bladder cancer and was preparing for a major surgery. One where doctors had to remove his bladder and build a new one using part of his small intestine. A heavy, life-changing procedure that's a lot for anyone to face, especially if the person by your side isn't truly committed. But there Karrueche was, front and center in that clip, tears in her eyes, talking straight to the camera about how terrifying it all felt. She wasn't just emotional, she was shaken, describing how hard the journey had been and how scared she was for what came next. Even though Deion stayed cool and collected, Karrueche kept stressing that they were about to head into surgery. And not just any surgery. The way she spoke, it almost felt like they were going under the knife together. She wasn't just showing up for photo ops either. Karrueche was right there at his doctor's appointments, checking in with his trainer and fully stepping into the role of ride or die girlfriend. And let's be real, hard launching a relationship with hospital visits and a cancer diagnosis, that's intense. But that's exactly how they went public. No soft launch, no cryptic posts, no hints. Just straight into life or death territory. It might work for them.
That's why I'm gonna let you go, Coach. Don't kill the messenger. Everyone seen Karrueche by your side during your hospital visit. Everyone wants to know what that friendship is about.
We got a bad connection. I got a bad. I can't.
You gotta go.
I can't back.
Shout out to Coach Prime, man. Coach Prime, man. Clap it up for Coach Prime, man. Coach Prime is wonderful, man. Got a bad connection, baby. Karrueche.
But fans are far from convinced. The internet had plenty to say, and the comments were ruthless. People joked, Deion Sanders pulled Karrueche with no toes and some adult diapers. He primetime for real. Others said, watching that Deion Sanders video and seeing Karrueche, random as ever, I was like, what? Even Antonio Brown couldn't resist jumping in, posting, Karrueche baby, this man don't have a bladder or toes. What are you doing? But here's where it gets even messier. After Deion's surgery, reports say he's been dealing with incontinence. Totally normal given the kind of operation he had, which means adult diapers have been part of his recovery. Nothing unusual medically, but definitely a lot to handle. And the spicy part. Rumor is Deion didn't hire a nurse or any kind of professional help. Why? Because he's allegedly got Karrueche doing everything. Word is, she's been right there day in, day out, helping him through it all. The supposed love of his life, handling the most personal and difficult parts of his recovery herself. People online are saying, girl, I hope you're in the will, because what? And just when you think Deion might clear the air, he gets asked in a recent interview, point blank, about his situation with Karrueche, and instead of answering, he pulled the oldest trick in the book and dodged it completely. Tracey's best friend Claudia Jordan just poured even more tea into this already boiling pot, and it made the whole thing even juicier. In a new interview, Claudia revealed that Tracey had been suspicious of Karrueche for a while, she said Tracey could feel something was off, like Karrueche was hovering way too close to Deion and just waiting for the perfect moment to slide in. According to Claudia, Tracey's instincts were screaming that there was something going on, and she wanted answers. So she decided to cut out the middleman and go straight to the source. Yep, Tracey pulled the classic woman-to-woman move and confronted Karrueche directly about what was really happening between her and Deion. But here's the kicker. Claudia claims Karrueche denied everything. She told Tracey there was nothing going on, nothing to worry about, and that the whole thing was just in her head. Now that the truth seems to be unraveling in real time, fans are looking back and realizing Tracey's gut was probably spot on all along. And here's the part that's got everyone clutching their pearls. Did Karrueche allegedly get involved with a man she knew was already taken? And do it while he was dating someone who actually considered her a friend? Because this wasn't some casual industry acquaintance. Tracey and Karrueche actually had a relationship. Tracey genuinely looked out for her, even helping boost Karrueche's acting career. She went out of her way to get her cast in the series Games People Play and pushed hard behind the scenes to make sure Karrueche was brought on as a series regular at the very least. Yes, this one stings, because it wasn't just betrayal. It was betrayal wrapped in fake friendship, career favors, and straight-up audacity. But to be fair, Tracey and Deion's relationship wasn't exactly a fairy tale. They had their share of problems, and most of them came down to one ugly truth. Deion just couldn't seem to keep his attention, or anything else, in one place. The whispers about him cheating were constant, and they didn't stop at just one name. One woman who kept coming up was Kiana Aviles, a fitness trainer who's 27 years younger than him. Clearly, Deion's got a thing for women way younger than himself. But Kiana wasn't the only one making the rounds in the rumor mill. Reports say Karrueche was also one of the women he was allegedly seeing behind Tracey's back. And that's what sent the whole situation into overdrive. The story goes that once Tracey found out Karrueche was mixed up in this cheating mess, it was the final straw. After everything she had already tolerated, this felt like the ultimate low blow. That's when she decided enough was enough, calling off the engagement for good.
Somebody better say something.
Listen, I'm good friends with Tracey Edmonds. And I do remember Tracey hearing rumors about Karrueche possibly dating Deion. So she saw her at an event. I think it was Niecy Nash's event. And she, calmly, just in conversation with her, she asked her if she was dating Deion. And she said no. She laughed it up and said no. So, it was kind of like to hear it and to see this now. But look at them too. They look very cozy, like they were friends. Like that's Tracey and Karrueche.
Claudia, I can see the picture.
Tracey didn't just quietly disappear either. She went public with it. She took to social media to announce the breakup herself, making sure the world knew it was her decision to walk away. And she didn't sugarcoat it. In her statement, she wrote, "I want to clarify that it was my decision to end the relationship. Despite any different narratives being presented, I've chosen to prioritize myself and my family, moving forward towards a future where I am valued, treated with honesty, and free to embrace the happiness and respect I deserve." Now let's keep it real. This isn't about victim blaming, but Tracey probably knew Deion's history wasn't exactly squeaky clean. His reputation for being a womanizer has followed him for years, and according to his second wife, Pilar Sanders, well, let's just say the stories about his behavior go way back. Deion's reputation didn't just come out of nowhere. According to Pilar Sanders, he earned it. In a no-holds-barred interview, Pilar called him a chronic cheater and even accused him of hooking up with an 18-year-old while they were still married. She claimed the media caught wind of Deion sending inappropriate messages to this teenager, and his next move was pure damage control. According to Pilar, Deion rushed to leak news of their divorce to the press just to distract from the scandal. And the worst part? She said she didn't even know their marriage was in trouble, let alone ending. She was completely blindsided, finding out at the same time as the rest of the world. When you put that into perspective, it's easier to see exactly what kind of situation Tracey may have been walking into. Pilar painted a picture of not just cheating, but calculated manipulation. She recalled, "I found out one of the mainstream media outlets was about to break a story about him cheating with this 18-year-old girl. He told me, none of this is true, but a smaller African-American outlet had already proven it. Then he said, it doesn't matter because we're going to get a divorce anyway." And then, without warning, the divorce news popped up on Facebook for the world to see. Pilar says she instantly realized their split was the only story big enough to bury the headlines about him and that teenager. But according to her, that was just the beginning of the chaos. Once the news broke, she says Deion started trying to force her out of their home. He allegedly pulled petty, cold moves, like moving her belongings around, dumping her stuff in the garage, and even bringing other people, kids included, to help move her things out. This wasn't just a messy breakup. It was calculated, chaotic, and completely one-sided, leaving Pilar blindsided, humiliated, and shoved out of her own home. By her account, Deion treated her cold, no question about it. And after everything she went through, it's no surprise Pilar still carries deep resentment toward him. But here's where the tea really starts to boil. According to Pilar, Tracey Edmonds wasn't just some future fiancée who came along after the dust settled. She was allegedly one of the women Deion was cheating with while he was still married to Pilar. Yes, you read that right. This is one of those you lose them how you get them situations. Pilar even named Tracey in her lawsuit against Deion. Court documents reportedly show that Pilar didn't just throw out accusations. She took legal steps to try and prove them. She filed official paperwork requesting to depose Deion's alleged mistresses. And one of the names listed was none other than Tracey Edmonds. If Pilar's claims are true, then years before Karrueche came into the picture, Tracey may have been the other woman herself. That flips this whole saga into a full circle moment nobody saw coming. But Tracey didn't stay silent on the accusations. She came forward and flat out denied Pilar's claims, making it clear she wanted no part of the drama. In her statement, she said, "I'm shocked to learn that Pilar Sanders is trying to drag me and my employees through her prenuptial dispute. I cannot understand why she continues to create public issues out of her private life issues and feel sorry for their children." Even so, the fact that her name was listed in those legal documents was enough for fans to start connecting the dots. And years later, her denial hasn't exactly killed the speculation. Now, with Karrueche being accused of doing to Tracey what Pilar once accused her of doing, the karma narrative is practically writing itself. Pilar, for her part, has never backed down. She still insists Tracey was one of Deion's side pieces during their marriage, and that's exactly why plenty of people are finding it hard to feel too sorry for Tracey now. Like they say, what goes around comes back around, baby. And according to insiders, Tracey might not be as hands-off in this drama as she wants folks to believe. Word on the street is that she's the one who pushed her bestie, Claudia Jordan, to step up and publicly throw shade at Karrueche. Sources claim Tracey's been using Claudia to do her dirty work. That way, she doesn't have to put herself in the line of fire or risk getting called out for hypocrisy. Because let's be real, it wouldn't look too good for her to call Karma Karrueche a homewrecker when plenty of people still believe she once played that same role in Pilar's marriage. But it doesn't stop there. Tracey's allegedly accusing Karrueche of being in this for the cash, not the love. According to people close to her, Tracey swears there's no love in Karrueche's eyes, just dollar signs. She supposedly believes the only reason Karrueche is sticking around and playing the supportive girlfriend role is to get close enough for Deion to marry her, without a prenup. And if that happens, Karrueche could walk away with a huge chunk of his fortune. Even if a prenup is in place, Tracey thinks Karrueche is playing the long game. Because, let's be real for a second, prenups can be contested, especially if there's a health crisis and some emotional strings being pulled. From Tracey's point of view, this isn't romance, it's a setup. And honestly, when you look at Karrueche's dating history, some folks don't think it's that far-fetched. She's been linked to a long list of wealthy men in the industry, and rumors, all alleged, claim she's had dealings with some high-rolling players behind the scenes. Over the years, her name has been connected to Chris Brown, John Wall, Memphis Depay, Ray J, Victor Cruz, and even Quavo. And the one thing they all have in common? Money. But here's the kicker. Her situation with Quavo mirrors what's going on with Deion a little too closely for comfort. And that's what really has fans raising their eyebrows. Reports say Karrueche was actually friends with Quavo's ex, Saweetie, and still allegedly started an affair with him while he was with her. That same pattern of cozying up to a woman first, then sliding in behind her back with her man, is exactly what Tracey claims happened with her and Deion. Now, fans are connecting the dots, pointing out how Karrueche only seems to date men with sky-high bank accounts, and how she somehow keeps ending up in messy entanglements with guys who are already taken. According to Tracey, that's no coincidence. She swears Karrueche is running the same old playbook with Deion. Get close, gain trust, lock him down, then cash out. And now that Tracey's fired her shot, everybody's waiting to see if Karrueche claps back, or if she's too busy playing house with Deion to care. Let's be real. Tracey usually keeps quiet, so if she's speaking now, she's trying to shake the room. And the fact she's choosing this exact moment to air it out says a whole lot. Because if Karrueche really got with Deion before he ended things with Tracey, this isn't just drama, it's betrayal, with receipts that could still drop at any moment. And you already know, this story is far from over. So go ahead and like, share, and drop a comment on what you think really went down. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next twist, because something tells me the next chapter is about to get even wilder. See you on the next one.